Guys.
Let's say we're live.
Should be live.
I don't hear nothing. Go. Fire it. Fire it.
She didn't fire it.
No, it isn't.
I don't hear anything. So if you're listeners and you're listening right now, I hear nothing in my microphone. But if you can hear me, welcome to the Business Happy Hour. Should I be talking right now? Are we on the air? We are on the air. Hello. Hello. Great start to the show. Good morning if it's Sunday morning. Obviously for you guys, it's very early. For us, not so early because we're here at 12:30. And now we have the news coming in my ear.
We're having some technical difficulties here.
It's the traffic.
Maybe we should wait until they correct things.
We're live. You can't.
All right, so we are live, and we have a little traffic here in the background.
Turn your mics. If you turn your headset down, we can actually do it.
Dark web. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the Business Happy Hour. It's a little technical difficulties today, but for your information, it is the iHeartRadio company Christmas party today. So if you can imagine, that might be what's going on. Maybe the equipment had a couple.
I think
of
someone's slipping some drinks back here to our producers.
Little sugar water here. Normally we get a nice intro, but it's okay. You know who we are. This is Frank, Ryan, and Doug on the Business Happy Hour, and today we have an awesome guest. It's actually probably one of our most interesting guests, and he is a repeat guest, not repeat offender, repeat guest. Maybe a repeat offender, I don't know. But it is, now Brett, you got to help me with the last name, I forget it.
It's Kaypist.
Kaypist. All right, see, that's easier than it looks. It's Brett Kaypist. He's the owner of Performance Computer Group here in Tampa. He's been on the show before. We talked some very interesting things previously on the show, and what we brought him back on for this time is cryptocurrency. I don't know if you can hear the traffic in the background that I'm hearing, but it's a good backdrop to the cryptocurrency. Let's see if I can turn it out of my own earphones.
Yeah, that's what I did.
There we go. So, Brett's here. He's going to answer some questions about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Litecoin. It seems to be the hottest thing right now, the Bitcoin industry or the cryptocurrency industry. And what we're doing is going to ask Brett some questions about the legitimacy of it. We're going to have him answer what the heck it is. But before we go into that, as usual, we want to talk about the hottest things in the news besides Bitcoin. Biggest thing I'm seeing right now, guys, is this whole sexual harassment stuff that's going on.
Watch out. It's a problem.
It's scary.
Right. So the
Feldman's the only one you can believe.
Sad. You know what's scary is that you see these CEOs, these big companies, and they're saying they are worried about hiring women now.
Yeah, of course they are.
Because it's like a loose cannon.
That is exactly my concern, Doug. Is and you brought it up in the pre-production meeting. Is you actually have CEOs of major corporations that are saying that they are worried about hiring women.
Yeah, they're saying it. They're not writing it down.
They're not writing it down.
They're not emailing it.
You actually heard it here first. Maybe they're not saying it out loud.
Believe me, they're thinking it.
Well, because it's what's going on. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a good movement. I mean, I hate the whole thing about the sexual harassment, but I mean, people are coming out of the woodwork.
I think people need to lighten up. First of all, I think I definitely don't agree with using sex as a way to get promotions. Like, hey, you do this for me, and I'll make sure you can become the marketing director next year. You know what I mean?
Right. That's
bogus. I think that they should be punished for that. But I think, in general, people need to grow a little bit thicker skin.
Agreed.
And
1980s skin.
Maybe like 1970s.
Well, I mean, social media has made it so easy just come out and say whatever you want.
That's the problem. And our world is changing.
And you should be able to report a sexual assault, 30 years ago and have any validity to it. It's too late.
Oh, it's like statute of limitations.
Out of all those stories, how many guys did they say there was actual intercourse? Like from what I've heard is just
very few. Very few.
It's all locker room talk.
Yeah.
And well, actually, that's funny. They brought it up that ESPN or something like that. A couple of the reporters came out.
ESPN is so screwed.
And they said like, oh, it's ridiculous the stuff that the women reporters hear in the locker room. Well, hold on now.
There goes my Disney stock.
Right now, ESPN is looking at the next 100 people to lay off.
Yeah. Well, but it's going to be all women. Yeah. Okay. The ESPN over the years
that would be the worst move they could make.
Well, yeah. Okay. So they hired the women because men want to watch sports and they like to see a beautiful woman, right? Okay, so the beautiful women go into the locker room. Well, guys, it's a locker room.
Yeah, what happens in locker rooms?
What happens in the locker room? If you're going to step foot in your woman in a man's locker room, should there be like some?
You should wear earmuffs.
Earmuffs, blindfold. Go in there with just like put one of those like terrorist things they put over your head when they're going to kill you on there or something. And
I think what's going to happen is that's going to be a thing of the past soon.
It may be.
It really is.
And that's a scary thing. But Brett brought up a good point. Is a lot of these accusations are more on the line, and I'm not downplaying it, but they're more on the line of, oh, he exposed himself, or he said this, or he talked dirty, or he made a comment, or something like that. It's not where it started. It started with Weinstein and an actual rape and sexual assault, right? So now Dustin Hoffman, one of the most famous actors ever. I mean, yeah, maybe he did some things, but
Weinstein,
40 years ago,
wasn't Weinstein just basically saying, "Listen, have sex with me, and then you'll get this position, you'll get this role."
Yeah, I mean, you do that all the time to hire a female plumber.
I'm kidding. That's a total joke. He loves that.
Yeah, I have tons of female applicants. Trust me, it's amazing.
It's like roofers. We have so many.
I mean, they're just flooding in. I have to have like a full HR department just to handle the applications.
No, but it is scary. It truly is. If you're an employer and you're going to hire and you have this concern, I mean, the concern's not today. The concern is, look at what happened 40 years ago. People have careers for 55 years.
Yeah.
And they are knocked down in a day. From nothing but accusations.
It's for allegations.
Allegations.
It's not even like proven in court. It's
and the people making the allegations are not even coming
you would
forward.
think
We don't even know
innocent
who they
before
are.
proven guilty, but apparently that's not the case anymore.
All the women have not won Academy Awards that are the ones that are saying, "Hey, I had to sleep with this guy to get roles." I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Wait, so Gary, you think the Academy Award is a? I don't know. Could be. Anyway,
it's part of the criteria.
So, being that it's the Christmas party today, I also noticed that I don't have my timer up on the screen.
I don't either.
I'm wondering if this show's even being broadcast.
It might not. Hopefully, you guys. How much? 5 minutes?
Clearly not right here.
Thank you. Morgan's got us.
Is it being recorded or no?
No, I think we're good on that.
We're
recording
this.
this.
We got one of those old get recorded.
So anyway, that sexual harassment thing, it's craziness, but I think it has a lot to do, and I wanted to defer to Brett on this. It has a lot to do with where our world is going, right? I mean, with technology and with social media, are we getting away from normal human interaction?
Oh, absolutely.
It seems like that.
And
right?
what are we on, like the third wave of feminism now? So there's, the
That's a good
females
point.
are empowered, and
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But like the Bill O'Reilly thing, that
Insane. Right.
that chick got $1 million or something, and
Yeah.
it's like I'll have Bill O'Reilly call me and yank it and listen to it on the phone for $1 million. I mean,
I'll do it for $100,000. What are you talking about?
So
You can
I
get
guess
10 of
that's the
those.
thing. It's kind of it's a really slippery slope, because the women that took these bribes, or whatever you want to call them, they made gains because of it, and now here they are years later making a big stink about it. So
I don't know. I just feel like there should be. So look, if it's rape or serious sexual misconduct, then I understand no statute, right? But if it's just standard, game playing, whatever, man woman BS, I mean, guys, there's got to be some sort of statute to this.
yeah, there should be.
I think there'd be, but I mean, didn't they have that video of Bill O'Reilly, like with the whole woman who they videoed it when she was like, "Oh, that's a pretty sight when you bend over," it's.
He said it or she said it?
Well, no, it was a video like of showing that, and that was like 10 years ago. But
Okay, so
She was saying that to Bill when he bent over.
oh, when
I mean, girls say that to me all the time. So, but I don't sue them. I give them a raise. This is terrible. This is terrible. Oh man! So before we get into the next segment, we start talking about cryptocurrency, which is the most exciting part of the show. I do promise you. I'm going to read something. This is something now. Now, this is not my opinion. This is actually came from supposedly a interview with the head of Daimler Mercedes-Benz. And it's interesting predictions he's talking about the world that is coming ahead, and it kind of ties in to what we're going to be talking about here. It says, in a recent interview, the head of Daimler Mercedes-Benz said that their competitors are no longer other car companies. However, Tesla and now Google, Apple, and Amazon are their competitors. Software will disrupt most traditional industries in the next 5 to 10 years. Uber is just a software tool. They don't own any cars and are now the biggest taxi company in the world. Airbnb is the biggest hotel company in the world, although they own no real estate or properties. Artificial intelligence, otherwise known as AI, computers become extremely exponentially better in understanding the world. This year, a computer beat the best Go player in the world 10 years earlier than expected. I mean, the computer beat the best chess player in the world 10 years ago, something like that, right? In the U.S., young lawyers already can't get jobs because of IBM Watson. You can get legal advice for even more than basic stuff within seconds with 90% accuracy compared to 70% when done by humans. It says if you study law, there's going to be 90% less lawyers in the future, so maybe you should look for a different career. Watson already helps nurses diagnose cancer 4 times more accurate than human nurses. Facebook has a pattern of recognition software that can recognize faces better than humans. In 2030, computers very well may become more intelligent than humans. And I'm thinking, and Brett, I'm going to defer to you, 2030. That's a long way.
I have a great story.
I think we've been talking about this for a while. I mean, and I try to explain to you guys the logarithm of how computers have exponential, basically becoming smarter and smarter, that once they become as smart as human beings, we don't really know how.
Right.
So check this out.
There's a name for that, though,
Moore's
right?
Law.
Moore's Law. Thank you, Brett. That's why you're here.
So we're out at the Lightning game the other night, and I take a picture with my wife and the group of people that we were with, and this dude photobombs us.
Right.
And you know how Facebook says they suggest who they are, who you are? Well, it recognized that guy that photobombed us.
Got it.
That's crazy,
No
right?
way.
Yes.
That is insane. So
even
now
though he's
tagged.
not one of our friends.
Morgan, how much time do we have? All right, 15 seconds, Ryan. Yeah, that's insane that Facebook recognized this guy
that photobombed us at an arena and suggested who he was.
It says that Facebook's software is better. Anyway, listen to the Business Happy Hour. We're here with Brett from Performance Computer Group. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including curtain-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Brian with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The 2 symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8 star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about Tampa Bay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online, look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
You have been listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the show. We got all of our technical stuff figured out, so thanks for bearing with us. I think it was only in our ears, not yours, so that's good for you guys. Anyway, I got at the traffic like 4 times while I was listening. So anyway, I do need to give credit to Mr. Chris Areola, one of the founders of On Swan in Hyde Park. He's the one who sent me this article. It's very, very interesting, and I'm not going to bore you with the rest of it, but I am going to hit a couple of key points because Doug and Ryan and I have mentioned this a few times and talked about it on the show. The next section talks about autonomous cars. It says in 2018, the first self-driving cars will appear to the public. Around 2020, the complete industry will start to be disrupted. You do not want to own a car anymore. You will call a car by your phone. It will show up at your location and drive you to your destination. You will not need to park it. Just pay for the driven distance. Our kids may never get a driver's license and will never own a car. I've been saying that ever since I bought the Tesla.
Well, I don't think it's just cars. I really think that's a lot of industries. I mean, you have banking, you have restaurants, you have trucking, you have real estate. You have all these industries that are eventually, I mean, AI can take over and do all of them for you.
Absolutely, they can. And going on with the cars, it says most car companies may go bankrupt. Traditional car companies will try the traditional approach and try to build a better car, while tech companies like Tesla, Apple, and Google will take the revolutionary approach and build a computer on wheels, which is exactly what it is.
Or they team up with them.
Or they team up with them. Good question. It says here many engineers from Volkswagen and Audi are already completely terrified of Tesla. Now, Brett, you have one too, right?
I sold it.
You sold it. What are you doing?
Yeah, I got something better. So
no, you didn't. No, you did. Actually, I know what you got because I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, went the complete other direction.
Yeah.
So.
I wouldn't say better. I would say equally as cool, different world. Right. So the one you got goes vroom vroom. The other one goes.
The Tesla's actually faster though.
Yeah,
0 to 60.
Definitely. Have you seen the stats on the new Roadster?
1.9. It's
disgusting.
Insane.
Absolutely
it's challenging the laws of physics at that point.
You really are. How much faster can you get?
Theoretically, I don't think.
Apparently faster.
Yeah, apparently faster and faster.
We thought like 2.2, 2.3 was fast.
Yeah, we really did. But you hit the.
It's just amazing that a $2.5 million car gets smoked by that thing.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Bugatti Veyron.
Every car above 200,000-300,000 gets smoked by that thing.
Wow. Yeah, it is amazing on that. So jumping in, we actually have a caller on the line. I don't want to make him wait too much longer. He said he's got a question, business related, possible about cryptocurrency or 401k. So Morgan, who do we have on the line? All right, Paul, can you hear me?
Yes.
Paul from Lakeland, welcome to the Business Happy Hour. I understand you have a question for us.
Yeah, it's for Frank. One of my buddies from back in college. My wife works from home. She's full-time employed, but she gets no benefits. And I want to start some kind of 401k for her. I didn't know what you guys suggested, what we look at.
Full-time employed, doesn't get benefits. You want to start a 401k for her.
If she doesn't have an employer, she's not going to be able to do a 401k. She can do a regular
employer. Well, we need a retirement for her other than Social Security.
So you just do an IRA is pretty much what you'll be able to do.
IRA would be good.
Or a Roth, depending on how much you make. A Roth, I'd probably suggest more than anything, as long as you make under 150,000, 120,000.
Yeah, she makes under 100. I mean, she does well. It's a national company, but it works out well for us because we have kids, so she works from home.
I mean, so most likely a Roth's going to be your best option. I'm not sure the limits, but you're probably looking at $4,000 or $5,000 limit a year. But that's a tax. You put it in and you take it out tax free.
So is she an independent contractor?
She was independent. I think their employer moved over all of them to full time, so they do take out taxes now. I get benefits through my job, healthcare and the such, so I pay for that, and I have a retirement through the state of Florida. But she has nothing really going for it other than Social Security, and I would like to.
Yeah, I think the Roth is going to be your best option, truthfully.
You're allowed to grow tax free on the Roth, which is good because you can compound the money.
Or both, just do IRA and a Roth.
What's the max contribution for a Roth per year?
I don't know.
I think it's 6,500.
Yeah, I think Brett's right. 6,500 on that.
13,000.
That'd be plenty. That's plenty.
And now, I want to bring up something to you and do your own research on this. I mean, we do outside the box investments over here. You can put it in the market. You can put it in mutual funds through the Roth and things like that. Buy stocks. But I have what's called a self-directed IRA. You need a little bit more money, so you're going to want to get transfer over to this after you build some money up into the account. But on a self-directed IRA, you can invest in real estate. Okay, you could do private money notes. You could actually buy real estate with it. You can flip a house. You can invest in a note. You can buy a note. You can give somebody a note. Even gold, commodities, things like that. And then you get to earn the income in this IRA tax-free and keep doing it with that money. And it allows you to be in slightly more volatile things, maybe, than the market. Okay.
With the tax reform they're talking about, I know they haven't passed yet with the real estate. I know a lot of people flip houses. They're going to make you own it for 5 years now instead of
5 years for the tax break.
For tax.
Yeah, for that would be for the long-term capital gain tax break.
Correct.
Where it lowers your tax. But look into that. I think I agree with my partners here on the Roth or an IRA. But once you have a little bit of money built up, maybe 10, 15,000, you're welcome to ask us anytime, text or email us. But I'll talk to you about self-directed IRAs because you're able to make a little bit more money on a faster pace.
That'd be great. Like I said, it's something, it's like life insurance. You kind of shop around. You don't know which one's, the one to go with. And I'm more of a, not much of a gambler. I'd rather the money, for sure be there, even if it's at a lower rate. I mean, I'm more of that kind of personality, I guess.
Yeah. Do like a Roth with index funds.
That's a big gamble. So
index funds, absolutely. And listen, you're welcome to reach out to us personally. I mean, we're not financial planners, but we are successful guys, and we're happy to help you with our advice anytime for free.
All right, man. Great. I appreciate it.
No problem. Keep listening, and thanks for calling. All right, so let's get into this cryptocurrency. We're going to have to tease it. We got 1:30 left in the segment here. We're just going to, not really time to start into it, but I'm going to mention 3 names, and Brett's the expert. He's really going to take us through this. And by the way, guys, might as well mention this before we get into cryptocurrency is Brett Kaypist with Performance Computer Group. They do sales, they do service of new machines, existing machines. They like to set up small business networks. What else, Brett?
We do MacBooks, any Apple products, and we also do websites, some software development, but mainly computers.
Nice. Yeah, and he is one of the we actually chose him to come on here because we think he's probably one of the most knowledgeable in Tampa. So obviously, even if you have a small problem, you can give him a call. Easy number to remember if you're driving pullover, but it's 549-7000, area code 813-549-7000. Very easy to find Brett at Performance Computer Group, and he has a great staff. So, Brett, when we get back, the question I'm going to ask you is, what is cryptocurrency? What is Bitcoin? That's what I'm going to want you to answer. We have about 30 seconds left, so I don't want you to answer now because I know it's a long...
Break it all down in very easy to understand terms.
Good, because that is the hottest thing. Everybody you walk by today, Bitcoin. What do I do? Do I buy this? Is
generally
it
a time to get out when everyone's doing it.
When everyone's running in, you want to run the other direction.
That's what they say. Now, I'm going to say, I think it's here to stay. I'm willing to pay $17,000.
Well, it's not that it's not here to stay. It's that it's just so volatile right now.
Well, the questions that we're going to ask, Brett a lot of questions. How long it's going to be here for? How do you create it? Is there a limited supply? We're going to try to answer all those questions, and we're going to take your calls, callers, and your comments online. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour. We'll be back in just a minute with Bitcoin.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including curtain-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Brian with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8 star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, you can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about TampaBay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online, look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
You have been listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. We are not going to waste any time. We're going to get right to the nitty-gritty here with Brett Kaypist from Performance Computer Group. And don't forget, even though he's going to throw out some incredible knowledge here, He does regular stuff too. He will work with you regular people for the small business system, sales, service, maintenance. 813-549-7000, Performance Computer Group. All right, Brett, here we go, man. What is Bitcoin? What is digital currency?
Well, it all started in 2009 with this anonymous guy. I think it's Satoshi Nakamoto.
Okay.
Which is a funny side note is that roughly translates to John Smith. So it's this mysterious guy who wrote this white paper, and it was kind of like a what if paper. And what the internet is the internet's about replication.
Okay.
You look at a video on YouTube, you share it with your friends, and he said, well, what if we could take the power of the internet and use it for transactions, secure transactions? And that's the blockchain technology that this is how you do it, and he released it to the world. So every cryptocurrency is built on this core blockchain technology. And I want to be clear about something. Blockchain technology has never been hacked, ever. I don't think it can be hacked. Now, we've had where exchanges get hacked and people lose their Bitcoin. But the core technology behind it it's never been hacked. Because what it is, it's a completely decentralized system. So it's basically, you have these miners that are going after the Bitcoin, mining it, and they act as like the gatekeepers and the exchangers of information. So when you and I have a transaction, basically this miner says, I accept that transaction, I accept that, and it goes across the world, and you have hundreds of thousands of computers that all have to match. Because what blockchain technology is imagine like just a streaming ledger of transactions that's there. And it's funny when people say, oh, Bitcoin is used by nefarious groups and stuff. It's the most transparent currency out there.
Yeah,
because every transaction that's
but it's
ever
used a lot by dark web people because it's not tracked as much.
But that's
and here's another issue they're talking about because it goes up in value so much, people are worried about taking it. People are worried about accepting it because if I'm going to give it to you, but it's going to be worth $1,000 more in the next hour, people are really worried about that. I mean, that's
or less.
So it's a really when you have something that goes up in value 20-30% a day, it's so volatile. You want to almost stay away from it.
Well, here
you mean as like a merchant to take?
Yeah,
it?
Think about it. If our dollar, United States dollar, was $1 one day and $25 the next day, and you're trying to buy something with it, but it goes up and down so much, you as a merchant, you're scared to take it.
You have trust in the U.S. dollar?
It's backed by our economy, absolutely.
Well, here, I tell you what, let's get into that.
Fiat currency. I mean,
I understand what you're saying, but what's Bitcoin backed by? You tell me.
It's backed by the fact that it's...
By who?
It's backed by the web.
It's backed by the web.
You just made me want to run even further.
Do you not believe in the web,
You just made me want to run even further from Bitcoin by saying that. Oh, my gosh. It's backed by the web.
I've been relentlessly... I've been relentlessly trying to get my brother into Bitcoin. I'm like, just buy one. He's like, I don't trust it. He's too cautious. I'm like, just take $5,000. Like, is it the end of the world if you lose $5,000 and put it in there?
Right.
And he wouldn't do it. And I finally sent him an email. He was on vacation. I was like, hey, Robert, my Bitcoin just doubled. I've now passed your IRA. Thanks for listening to me.
And I just found out last week I bought $85,000 in Bitcoin. So I'm still against it. I think my best friend that works at Google is the one that got me into about 6-7 years ago for $20 a coin.
Right.
I could be a millionaire right now, but it's so unstable that honestly it scares me.
Well, here let's go back to the basics where Brett was. Okay, so you're saying why it is not hackable because you're saying the blockchain technology cannot be hacked.
No. What I'm saying is you can't just go and get a Bitcoin, but you as a person, someone can hack your Coinbase or your account and take your Bitcoin from you.
Is that right? They could do that.
Well, Coinbase has never been hacked, but remember, when you have a Bitcoin, it's this digital serial number.
Okay.
And you can have that in an exchange or in Coinbase, but you can download that to your wallet, and your wallet can be a USB thumb drive, so no one's hacking that.
Right.
True.
But
that
so
wallet,
you can hold it physically, is what he's saying, though, Doug. He's saying you can actually hold this currency physically.
And now all of a sudden you lost your thumb drive.
Well, yeah, but that'd be same as me losing a safe full of money.
Look, I get it, but one coin is worth how much now, and you're going to lose the thumb drive?
$17,000.
You're going to hold your 100
you
coins
said like
there?
a safe full of money.
Right.
Think of this concept like. People have money under their mattresses, money in their closet.
Right.
Say you got $100,000 in your closet.
Right.
Imagine if they built a machine that could basically take that money and transport it to the other side of the world, and you could buy a car out of Germany. You know, that's what the power of blockchain technology is it's a secure method of transactions. And you're absolutely right. No one's really accepting. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people accepting Bitcoins. By the way, my car's for sale. I'll sell my car right now to anyone who wants to pay me 8 Bitcoins. You can have it. So there's
Doug, you actually have 8 Bitcoins, don't you? Or do you have
No,
5?
5.
Will you do 5? Will you do 5, Brett?
So crazy. I bought 5 Bitcoins for $100.
You can own my car for $100.
Yeah, that's okay.
Doug, if you knew what it was,
He's all against it, but he's like, I'm not getting out of my position. Like,
I'm gonna sell them soon, but like, I just found out I literally found out like last week that I had them.
Right.
I bought them so many years ago, and
the only guy I know that fines $86,000.
I'm still against it, regardless.
Jim, you should call back in right now.
I was saying this at lunch. I always feel lucky when I reach in my back pocket and I found $20 that was washed. I'm like, hell yeah, this is cool.
Doug found these. He thought they were showbiz coupons, but they were Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the objections you have to Bitcoin are the same with cash.
I get what you're saying with cash, but the thing is with cash, yes, the United States
Everyone
can print.
feels so bad for Doug.
The United States can print more, and it devalues it. But at the same time, that cash is tied to our economy in our world.
I want Brett to speak on that. Okay, so that was our conversation at lunch. It was kind of the Doug versus Ryan and Frank show. Doug's question is, the U.S. economy backs dollars. My opinion is when we got off the gold standard, we're not backed by crap. But you explain to us the difference between a digital currency and a physical currency.
Yeah, well, the dollar is backed by trust.
Right.
It's trust us.
Right.
And you realize that every central bank, for every country, has dollars backing. It has dollars in their, reserves.
Right.
So, if the dollar tanks, it's that old expression: if America sneezes, the world catches a cold.
Right.
So, I'm not saying I have more trust in Bitcoin than the dollar, but I think that one's not worse than the other. You know what I mean?
Well, so that's one of the reasons why they started Bitcoin, to be honest with you, because people got frustrated with the whole currency in general because of the ups and downs of
manipulation.
Exactly,
because of China can manipulate whatever the hell they
in
want.
2006, 2007, when our economy tanked, people were like, we need a better standard. And that's why Bitcoin really started.
So is it safer, Brett? Is it technically
it's
safer?
Not, look, right now it's in the infancy, so it's so volatile that it could be good or bad to get into it.
Should there be more Bitcoin?
We don't know the value. We don't know the value of Bitcoin. That's the problem.
Right.
Does anyone really know the value of it?
I know what's going up.
But it's also going down too.
All right. but there's only how many Bitcoins?
21 million.
Well, let's ask Brett. Okay, that's my whole thing. I feel maybe it's a supply and demand thing. There's 21 million that can be produced.
There's 16 million in circulation right now. There's 21 million that can be produced. Once you hit 21 million, that's all that will ever be in Bitcoin. So it has a finite. Unlike the dollar, where they can just print it and print it and print it. And the 2% inflation that we talk about, why is that so why is it so on par? Like every year it's 2%, it's 2%.
Because it's manipulated.
They manipulate the hell out of that.
Central bank. I mean, that's what they do. It's not some quaint old notion why a loaf of bread was 8 cents back in the 1930s. It still should be. We're devaluating our dollar. And if you take a dollar from 1930, and if you said without that 2%, it'd be worth like $800 now.
You're right.
So that's just pure manipulation. But this gets and I'll give you another example. In the 1950s in Buenos Aires, and they had a financial crisis, and they closed the banks. They said, "Hey,"
but that happened in 19 whatever we had our Great Depression.
I want to hear the Buenos
Aires. They said you got to sell your gold to us.
Yep.
So I'd say you want a decentralized currency. Are you going to mortgage your house and go buy a bunch of Bitcoins? No, absolutely not. But it should be in everyone's portfolio.
Look,
would you argue that?
No, I don't disagree at all. But the thing is, China has been trying to get off the gold standard for 10, 20 years because they understand that we can manipulate our own dollar. So, but now you see a lot of South Korea, China, they're manipulating Bitcoin. It's a little scary when you break it down and see what's really going on and who's manipulating it, because it has to be manipulated some way.
Right,
it's being bought and sold so frequently right now.
Right,
that
they manipulate it, and there's these swings back and forth. But at the end of the day, it's like the stock market. It's like a stock market that crashes.
But it's like a stock market that's tied behind nothing. Where at least if I buy a company. Right. That company is tied behind something. Like they have value.
But listen to the argument. I think what we're missing is, what Brett said was right. The dollar is tied to nothing but trust. What is Bitcoin tied to? Trust. Right? So if you believe that this type of currency is going to be here and that transactions in the future are going to be used with this type of currency and that it has a benefit to humanity, then it's going to continue to thrive. Same as the dollar. Now, but here's the question. What does the supply have to do with the value? If you only have, what did you say, 61 million total ever?
21 million.
21 million
It's a finite
left.
currency. It's
But
a
so
finite.
how are,
So there's still 5 million
and I understand
Bitcoin
that, but
that
how
can
are
be
people?
mined?
But how are
Yeah.
people telling me I can still mine it?
Yeah, okay, that's the question. Okay, I'm going to get in.
Like
and when we
seriously,
get back,
people are
we're
saying
gonna-
like, "Oh, I bought some machine, I'm going to mine it."
No, that's
And it's
ridiculous.
a farce. It's absolutely a joke.
Well, I want to debunk something right now in the next minute. Okay, I've got people telling me that you can buy these little machines and you can buy a bunch of them and they put them in a server warehouse and it's like it sounds to me like the biggest Ponzi scam ever. But you do this and we're going to mine bitcoins and the machines are $250 a piece. Okay, if it was that easy, would Bill Gates not just have a giant blue gene computer mining every bitcoin in the next week?
Well, yeah, you know John McAfee, the guy who started the software. He's actually the largest Bitcoin miner in the United States. So he has server rack rooms full of Bitcoins because it gets exponentially harder
Every
to mine
time one
Bitcoins.
is mined.
Yeah, and you're not mining a Bitcoin, you're mining a blockchain. And
Okay.
once you undecode that blockchain, you actually get, I think it's 6.5 Bitcoins. So, and then what happens is every 4 years that drops in half. So those drop in half. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they want to make it harder and harder to get. It's like it's like a hill that goes up like this, because they don't want to get to the end of the 21 million.
So that answers the question of one person cannot go in and actually manipulate the currency. Hey, we got to take a break. I got 10 seconds left. I just noticed. We're going to be back in a second. This is a heated debate. It's a good one. Hopefully we're learning something. We have more questions and we have a caller holding. We'll be back to the Business Happy Hour in just a second.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including cured-in-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8 star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, you can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about TampaBay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online and look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
You have been listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
All right, guys, sadly, we only have 8 minutes left to continue this discussion. I have a feeling Brett's going to be on again very soon. So great debate, great thing. I want to try and focus on a couple facts so we can get some information out to the viewers. So you've got Bitcoin, Brett. We kind of got an idea what it is. We understand the blockchain a little bit. There's other digital currencies. Right now, Coinbase is where everybody's going. It's an easy downloadable app. You can get Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Okay, what is the difference? How does that work? I mean, Bitcoin, I know I can buy a couple bucks of it. I can buy some Ethereum. I can buy some Litecoin. What I'm hearing, Bitcoin was the MySpace. Litecoin and Ethereum are the Facebook, that they're a better technology of the same thing?
They do different things, you know.
Okay.
Like, on Ethereum, you can basically stack codes and processes on top of the coin. So they, you know how they have IPOs, you know, initial public offerings. They have these crypto public offerings where someone writes a algorithm on top of that currency. So it serves a different purpose. You know, Bitcoin's kind of like their traditional standard that everyone goes by, like the U.S. dollar. That's what I equate it to.
Okay.
And then you've got these other currencies that do something special. Like the thing about Litecoin is it's not as transparent as Bitcoin. So you're going to see a lot of people, as the government starts to regulate, people are going to go to Litecoin, you know, because it is much more encrypted, and there is not this public log that anyone can look at. Anyone can go into Bitcoin and look at the log of records, and you can see every transaction that happened.
Wow.
And it never
it is transparent.
Ends. Yeah, it never ends, and it goes back to the first transaction that happened.
Wow. But a Litecoin is more encrypted, so you cannot see that. So, okay, I'll be honest. Last week I purchased Litecoin around $100 a share. Right now it's at $300 and something. Okay, is it a smarter move for your standard investor, if they believe in the long term of these cryptocurrencies? Should they be getting into the Litecoins and the Ethereums, or should they just focus on Bitcoin?
My belief is you should be spread out among them. You know, you have, you know, majority is in Bitcoin, but you have Litecoin and you have Ethereum.
You don't want to know my opinion.
We know yours.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
So the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is trading futures.
Correct.
Now, in order for them to trade futures, they had to come up with the standard, because what you have with Bitcoin is you have exchanges that are different prices.
Right.
You know, so the Mercantile Exchange came up with the standard of what a Bitcoin is worth every, I think it's 5 seconds or 15 seconds or something, so that when someone comes back and says, oh, I bet it was going to do this and I bet it did this, they go to that. So what I think is going to happen is you're going to see adoption of all the exchanges to that authority.
All the cryptocurrency exchanges.
Right. So then what happens after futures? Because what futures is, it's like Las Vegas saying, we're betting on this. We're betting on this. So imagine you started a national ping pong sport, and then all of a sudden Vegas said, oh, we'll start taking bets on this. It legitimizes it.
Correct.
So what's happening is Wall Street's looking at that. What comes next? Funds. They're going to have a cryptocurrency fund.
Well, there's already, you know, you can actually buy a stock that's tied to to Bitcoin. And that's a lot of people buy because they can't afford Bitcoin, so then they buy the stock. I just forget the name of it, but right now it's like it was like $300-$400 like a month ago. Now it's like $1,600.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like you're going to see Raymond James and these Waddell Reed and these big guys
making markers
where your guy's going to call you. You know, your stockbroker's going to call you and say, hey, you know, I suggest that you have like 5% of your stuff in cryptocurrency. Well, guess what they have to do? They have to buy that currency. It's going to drive the price up because now the cryptocurrency is not easy to understand and wrap your head around. But when you get like basically funds, that removes a barrier to entry. My mom can invest. My mom can put part of her portfolio in a fund.
And that's where you see it going.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
there.
That's where it's going to go. I mean, unless something catastrophically crazy happens, you know, that I think that's. I'm not a financial advisor, so you know.
Yeah.
I'm just
take it with a grain of salt, guys.
Yeah.
But you see it. So do you see? I mean, my opinion is, you know, I agree with you. Spread out, but I bought more Litecoin because I was able to get in cheaper on the Litecoin, and I believe in the long term of it. Where do you see this in 20 years?
I mean, I'm personally not going to sell my Bitcoins until they hit 100,000 or they go bust. You know.
Got it.
And you know, like you, I bought Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin like at 400 or 200 and something. Sold it at 900. Made all my money back. You know.
Now you're in.
And then I had like 5 coins left, and then, you know, I don't know, like a year and a half later, you know, I looked and I was like, oh my God, it's down to 400. And I thought about it, I was like, you know, if I buy $8,000 worth of Bitcoin, even if I lost everything, that's all Bitcoin profit.
Yep.
So I'm like, I just bought in back then.
Right.
And I just said, it removes the fear because it's the way I look at it, it's like going to a casino, winning $20. You know, you put your original $20 back in your pocket, you're playing with the casino's money.
Right.
You'll be more aggressive. To me, like, if Bitcoin falls to zero, what have I lost? Nothing.
Right.
I haven't lost anything.
Right.
So I'm just going to let it ride.
But everything you're saying, though, you're talking about the stock market legitimizing the currency. It's going to make it a tradable thing, like you said, for our mothers and our grandmothers.
So don't mortgage your house and go buy Bitcoin.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
you
the problem is
I
see people putting their life savings in
Don't do
Bitcoin.
that.
Oh, I agree. People are
That's what
crazy.
scares me. Like, I had this one girl I know, and she's like, she has a mother of 2 children. She's a single mom. She's like, I'm putting as much money every week I can in Bitcoin. I'm like, you're just a fool.
Well, my thing is, like, if Bitcoin crashes, don't sell your position. And you don't have to sell your position if you're not dependent on that to feed yourself.
Well, if it crashes, double up on it. It's clearly here to stay. It's just we just don't know what the value of it right now.
Yeah.
Well,
when Bitcoin crashes, I'm buying.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, like hey, I'll tell Under Armour. Doug mentioned to me, I bought Under Armour at the IPO. Right now, it's a quarter of the price, okay, of what I originally paid. Although I'd split and I made money, but so I just doubled up. Yeah. Bought more today. But that's the mentality, is when something goes down that you believe in, you buy it. Bottom line, Brett, we have a minute and 30 seconds. You believe in it.
I think it's here to stay. You can't stop it. And I think everyone should have a portion of their investments in Bitcoin. I absolutely believe that.
And you think 100,000 by when?
By the time I retire?
The way you're going, that's like in 6 months. So what are you talking
I think it's going to hit 40,000 by the end of 2018.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Well, you know, hey guys, look, 2 weeks ago we were on the radio and we said it was what was it at? Like 11,000?
Yeah.
And we joked. We said next week it'll be 14.
No, next week we said
it
20.
Was the
it was
next
20.
day. It was at 14.
But that's what tells you that it's a bubble. There's not any investment in the world except for tulips. We figured it out.
Tulips.
Tulips.
Cannabis.
Cannabis.
Come on, don't forget
it's
cannabis.
not come back down. That's the problem. Yes, they go up. The value, things do go up, but they eventually come back down.
I don't know.
Well, in the old world, like it's a new world.
That's a good.
And it makes it even scarier being in the new world because there's too many people who can manipulate it. There's too many things with the internet, the social media. I mean, too many things can manipulate.
You're not day trading.
Not like tulips. Tulips back in the day were one thing.
If you got money, if you got some money you can lose, gamble with it.
Yeah, it's
Guys,
a gamble.
Just remember, 5 years ago,
it's a gamble.
Would you say that your car could drive you to work, and would we be talking about our kids never having a driver's license?
Yeah,
I mean,
I would have said it.
I bet you Tucker won't.
I guess.
Tucker probably won't.
Just a thought.
Paige and Ethan
Tucker
will.
thought. Tucker won't. They might. They're gonna have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely gonna.
Guys, thanks for coming on, Brett Kaypist, Performance Computer Group, 813-549-7000. Brett, we're having you back on.
Thanks for having me.
Actually, next week maybe you can call in. We can do a segment on this because we're having a guy with AI, artificial intelligence, real estate engine, on next week. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.